Right, here's some big news coming in on the Lebanon side. We're seeing swarms of people who have gathered at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. Lebanese army, they're trying to stop the angry mob. And this comes right on the heels of Joe Biden, who's all set to arrive into Israel, Tel Aviv, anytime now. And as his arrival prompts scores of Palestinian sympathizers in Lebanon to gather right at the U.S. Embassy, many of them waving flags of Palestine. And this is a bid to mount pressure on the United States to stop this war. Of course, this comes right in the wake of a hospital killing 500 civilians. Report that's just surfaced, an attack on a hospital, a Baptist hospital in Gaza that's destroyed that one medical facility, killing 500 of its civilians. You have angry people in Lebanon who've gathered right outside the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. This dramatic standoff here caught on cameras where you see the police trying to use tear gas and water cannons to chase away those protesters. Many of them really angry as they mount pressure as they stand alongside the U.S. Embassy in Beirut, right at a time when Joe Biden is arriving into Israel. Those are the dramatic shots that we're capturing live for you. This is just moments. In just a little while from now, Joe Biden will be arriving. He will be descending into Tel Aviv. This will be his first visit right after the war began. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has visited Israel multiple times now, and this will be Joe Biden's first. And it is going to be significant considering the war has gone on for 12 days. Joe Biden has communicated, we believe, with multiple countries in the Middle East who've been wanting for a ceasefire with immediate effect. America also trying on its end to try and de-escalate this war as soon as possible. So Joe Biden arriving into Israel at this point is significant. Also, right at a time when a Gaza hospital has been bombed, killing 500 civilians. Here, neighboring Lebanon, you have hundreds of protesters, or maybe more, holding flags of Palestine and swarming the U.S. Embassy in Beirut and trying to put pressure on the United States, in indirect pressure, of course, in every sense, trying to show that they're angry with the attacks that are currently happening in Gaza. Basically, this comes right on the heels of that hospital that was bombed, that's killed 500 civilians. Right after, you see scores of people in Lebanon, Beirut, who've gathered at the U.S. Embassy, many of them trying to also climb the barbed fences. And they were pushed away. And finally, now we see that the police in Beirut using absolute force to chase them away. Water cannons and tear gas shells being used to disperse the crowds, as many of them come with Palestinian flags showing their solidarity. These are thousands of them. In fact, many of them in bikes holding Palestinian flags, and very angry mob condemning the attacks that are currently happening in Gaza, the airstrikes on day 12. In fact, nearly 1,000 children have been killed in Gaza. It's really the children who are bearing the brunt of this war. Unfortunately,